Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today on another video. In today's video, I'm going to be applying the Spigen NeoFlex screen guard on my Galaxy S8. And this is a case-friendly screen protector. So a lot of screen protectors that are out there on the market for the Galaxy S8 are not usable with a case, because what happens is because of the curved edges, they start to peel off and it just doesn't look good. So Spigen came up with a really cool solution for it. So let's just open this box up and I'll show you guys what comes inside, because there's actually a lot of cool stuff in it. So one, we have this squeegee and a dust removal sticker kit, as well as a microfiber cloth. Now I'll explain to you exactly why all these are needed. All right, and we have the Spigen NeoFlex. All right, so this is there itself, and then here is the screen protector itself. And let me show you what else comes in. All right, and we get a, I don't know what it is, some sort of liquid. I think it's some sort of like isopropyl alcohol or just water. And the thing with this screen protector is that it's a wet application, so you're supposed to apply it while the display is soaked. So let's start off the process and let me explain to you how this will work. So what we're going to be doing is just, I'll show you what the screen guard looks like when you take it out of the cover. So what it looks like is just a sheet of plastic. You can't even see it on the wrapper, the paper it comes on. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take this off, and you're supposed to wet down the screen, wet down your fingers and the back of this screen guard, and you're supposed to apply it as is. Just adjust it to the case. You're supposed to have the case on, by the way. So I have my case on. You're supposed to have the case on and apply it around the case to make sure that it fits with your case on. So let me just explain to you how I'm going to be doing that. So just take off the screen guard from this paper. All right. Once it's off, what you're going to want to do is take your the spray that they give you and gently just spray on it a few times, like 3 or 4 times. And do the same process with the screen. And what you're going to want to do now is slowly and gently turn the screen guard around. And you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to apply the water on the adhesive side of the screen, by the way, just so you guys are clear on that. What you're supposed to do here now is just place the screen guard down and position it on your screen. So I missed a spot here, which is making it a little bit harder for me to push it down. So let me just spray some more. And the best part about applying these kinds of screen protectors is that you get more than one chance to make sure it's perfect, and that's the case here as well. So let me just make sure everything is right. There we go. And it does have cutouts for your iris scanner, front camera, and the display. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure that you get the corners right. If the corners are not right, that means that it won't fit well on your case, which is the entire purpose of the screen protector. So make sure that that works. So I have made it, so my screen guard was a little bit to the right here. So what I'm going to be doing is peeling it off and slightly adjusting it to fit a little bit better towards the left. So since it is wet, you have a little bit of flexibility to move it around without completely having to lift it. And now that I will just move it to the right. Make sure that you are in a dust-free environment, because if any sort of dust gets under this, it is a mess to deal with and will really ruin the process for you guys. So now that it's on, let me just see. So now I feel like I have a very decent application. At this point, what you're going to want to do is take the brown squeegee that was the gray squeegee that's given, just start tapping the center of the screen and create kind of a virtual line here. And now what you're going to want to do is start moving outwards like this to eject that water that is under the display. And what's going to happen is it's going to get stuck under the case or in the case. That's okay. What you're going to want to do is take it out and get it all dried off after this application is done. And once you put your screen, the case back on, everything will start to look a lot neater. So it gets really ugly before it gets really pretty. That's all I can tell you guys. Make sure that you get all the bubbles out. The bubbles are generally just water spots that are still left. So it takes a few minutes, and it's okay if you have a couple of bubbles here and there. Generally what happens is that it does dry off with time. It's not perfect, it doesn't go off completely on the first try. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera or not, but the screen is still pretty soaking wet. So what I'm going to be doing is using this towel that I got with the phone and just wiping the phone off. And the next step is what you're going to want to do is remove the phone from the case, because the case has probably gotten fairly wet as well with the water in it. And now what you're going to want to do is just rub down the phone again, with making sure that you got all the water out from the edges and the corners, which is where there'll most likely still be left after doing this. And make sure to just clean off the phone completely, the back, the front, everything. So the corner here didn't stick down as well for me, so I'm just going to make sure that it is. Just run it over a few more times and make sure that everything is down properly. Right. And if it's not sticking to the corners really well, don't worry too much about it. Just press it down a few times and it should clear up any issues that you're having. Again, there will be a few little bubbles here and there. That also should be okay if it doesn't go away by you just trying to push them out. That's fine. Don't worry too much about it. Now, just go ahead and grab your case and clean off the case as well. There's going to be some water inside the case. Just clean it out to make sure it looks nice and neat and doesn't have any water underneath it. And boom. I'm going to use a dry cloth now just to make sure that there's nothing left. And we are done with the case. I'm just going to take another dry cloth to both the screen and the phone. And what you're going to want to do actually is rub down. I found that just rubbing with a microfiber cloth on the corners, it really makes sure that the sides, the curves, the edges are down nice and hard. So let me just run it along the edge here a couple of times. The friction, the heat kind of seals it really helps the adhesive bond to the screen. And now it's done. Let me just show you guys. So my screen guard is now on, and let me just flip the phone over and give the back of the phone a clean as well. Now this is the finished product, so I can see a few bubbles still remaining. That's, again, as I said, fairly normal. Just go ahead and try to get rid of them, push them out. If they're not coming out, don't worry about it too much. They do go away with time. So these are long lasting. They endure a lot of torture, and I put my last screen guard through a lot, and it survived. And I actually didn't, the only reason I had to replace it was because it was in my pocket, and I think it was a key or something. It kind of just hooked onto the screen guard and pulled it off, which is why I had to replace it. Otherwise, it was still doing pretty well. Boom, there we go. So now we have a case with our fresh screen guard, which fits with no issues of bubbling in the edges or corners, and it looks very neat. That's a wrap for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to be subscribed to the channel. A lot more content like that coming up. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes stuff and just random day-to-day stuff that I'm doing. All the links are down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.